Hey guys, how you doing today? Hey, today we're going to finish up the animated Halloween prop that we're building for Halloween night. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you haven't seen the other two videos, up here is one, up here is another one, and this will be number 3. And hopefully we'll get her finished up today. We're going to be finishing the figure and working on the mechanics and the wood to hold everything together. So hang tight and let's get started. To give credit where credit is due, much of this build is going to be based on the Make Projects page. The original ghost that they're calling the Flying Crank Ghost was pioneered by Doug Ferguson. He made it and put it into public domain back in 1997. And if you want to check out the Make magazine page from Edwin Wise, this is loosely how I'm basing my own project, just to give credit where credit's due. Okay, we're going to cut some wood. Based on these documents that I downloaded from the Make website, it shows that I need some angled aluminum, 1 piece 48, 2 pieces 36, and then some smaller pieces. I'm going to do mine a little differently. I'm going to do most of it out of wood because wood's easier to work with and it's a heck of a lot cheaper. I already went to the store and picked up a couple pieces of pine that I'm going to use, 8 foot long, 1 by 3. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut 1 piece 48 and 1 piece 36 and kind of go like that. See how, build it as I go. So hang on, let's get started on that. Here are the 2 pine boards that I picked up at Home Depot. They were about $1.80 each, and they're just pine 1 by 3 by 8 premium. So I'm going to go ahead and use my pan here. I'm going to cut 1 at 48 and 1 at 36. Got my wood. Setting up for a data. Okay, so I've cut my 2 boards to length, and I did a simple dado pocket kind of thing to join these pieces together. So it should go just like that. Looks great. Let's take it, glue it, put some brads in there. Okay, it's time to join these 2 pieces of wood together. I'm just going to use a little bit of wood glue and some brads. These are like a staple. You can see that once I drive these through, they're not going to go all the way down through. So this will be the perfect size. Load these babies up. I'm going to drive this about 80 pounds. Alright. Lots of glue, we don't want it falling apart. Wipe off the excess glue, squirting out everywhere. Okay, that's what we have so far. Gonna go ahead and let that dry up. Okay, next up I have to install some eye hooks. There's 3 of them according to the plans here. There's 1, 2, and 3 on the back. Here's the eye hooks that I picked up. Number 210. There's 6 of them in a bag. I think I paid like $1, $1.50 for the whole bag, so that's not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-drill the holes. I'm gonna make it just roughly about a 1/2 inch. It's not real critical. There's one there, one there, and I think it's a little vague on the instructions, but I'm thinking they want me to go 9 inches from the tail here, which would bring me right about here. Little bag. So I'm just going to go ahead and pre-drill these. So there's nothing complicated at all about this. It's just a matter of doing it. And, I would think so far I've probably got maybe with planning and everything 2 hours total, and that includes picking out my parts. So you can buy something or you can make it, and it's much funner to make it. Okay. So I've got one of my anchors there, down there, and I went 9 inches from this end. Eye bolt, and 9 inches from that end. Okay, next up, hang on. Okay, now I'm on a bandsaw, and I'm cutting the arm for the mechanism, and I've got some aluminum 1/20 thick by 3/4, and I am going to cut 9 inches, around 9 inches. 9 inches. Now I've got these little clamps that I'm going to use for my motor mount, and I have to drill 2 holes in the angle that I just cut out to accommodate this. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark it with a pencil and then cut them out. Better yet, a Sharpie. So right there and right there. I'm going to go ahead and drill that. I'll be back. Okay, so I just took a 3/16 inch drill bit and drilled this out just like that, and that'll accommodate this with these nuts on the back. Well, I've been spending some time on the motor mechanism for this animated Halloween prop. So here's what I came up with. I had to borrow this. It's a pretty torquey, heavy-duty motor, and it's probably an overkill for this ghost, but I had it, and I'm borrowing it from my background system that rolls my cloth backgrounds up and down. I've got 2 of these, and so I just decided to go ahead and take it. It wasn't even originally a background motor. It was it came out of a film processor unit, so that's what it is actually. I found this unit, but it requires a motor, and I found a motor like this style here, but then the teeth weren't matching up with what's inside the gearbox, so that was out. I tried a mechanism like this, which was roughly 1 time around a minute, and that proved to be too weak, as well as this larger one also proved to be too weak. So I'm left with this big boy. I had to put a tie strap for strain relief on the cord. I am going to drill a hole here that will accommodate this shaft, and I'm going to bring this up through the bottom like that. The motor's pretty big, a lot bigger than I really want, but at this point I just have to take what I can get. Too bad I couldn't mount it sideways like that. And then this arm is going to be mounted on the shaft. So imagine this coming up through the board. Let's see here. Okay, imagine this coming up through the board, and then this contraption being mounted to here, and I'll probably use this to mount it with it. Something like that. So let me plug in this motor so you can get a feel for how torquey it is, as well as the RPMs. Like I said, it's probably an overkill for this project. Super torquey. Wow. Yeah, this would pull up a 30-pound background, no problem. So we're talking about a lot of torque here. Definitely something else is going to bend before this thing does. If there's a hang up, probably this thing. So let me put a hole in that and start mounting this up here. Okay, I need to poke a hole in that piece of wood I just showed you. So I mounted up this 1-inch spade bit on my drill press. I'm not really going to measure much up here. I'm just going to get it rough and put a hole in it. Don't have to be exact. That ought to do it. Okay, now that I've got my hole, I just raised this up off the bench with this wood so I can get a couple of these holes on the board so I can drill them for the mounting. So I'm just going to spin this around. See, if I have it like this, one hole is going to be over and one hole is going to be too close. Same on this side. But if I turn it like that, I'll be able to get both bolts in. So I'm thinking something just like that. I'll mark for this one, I'll mark for this one, and I'll drill 2 holes and run my screws through. So I found a hole there and a hole there, so I'm just going to center punch it with my handy little tool here. Center punching tool. Off to the drilling. Back to about a 1/4 inch. Bad boy mounted up. Okay, I don't know how organized you guys are, but you know, it took me forever to find these little tiny screws. For some reason, somebody decided to make it under a 1/4 inch, just under, of course, and they're not threaded, so I had to resort to these little tiny things. And then I had to find the nuts that go with it. I got kind of lucky on the nuts, but then the washers, I couldn't find any small washers, so I am going to use some 1/2 inch nuts. I know, not the best, but it'll hold it up there. Looks like it's just going to be long enough too. And that's without the washer. Might have to plan something a little bit differently for that. This will hold it, but really need a washer on there. Yeah, let me see what I can find. Get a couple washers, at least on the wood part. Okay, yes, I found some washers. Actually, I stole the washers off something that wasn't being used, so that technically counts for finding them. Alright, I haven't tightened all this up extremely tight yet, because I need to test it first and then make sure it works, and then this whole thing gets painted black. So next up, I need to mount this part, the arm, with the washer that spins. to the motor shaft here. And I think I'm going to use this. So, stand by. Okay, that's all it needs to do. I'll show you how I mounted that on there. Probably pretty obvious. I'll stop. Just like that. Okay, next step. Hang on. Okay, we're getting there. I've just taken the haunted figure that we built earlier and mounted it up here on this wood that you had seen me work with, and I had mounted all the fishing lines. You can see it right there on that washer. There's 3 holes in the washer. This one goes to the left arm, this one goes to the right arm, and this one goes to the head. And of course this goes back to the motor. The head comes up here, goes through here, and it mounts to the head. This one goes to the right arm, along up here, and down to the arm. And the same with this one. This one goes up and through here and down along right into, oops, some tangle up here, right into the washer. And then this washer is projected downward with a long bolt, and then I put lock nuts on each side of it, and this washer can actually spin. So give me just a minute and I'll turn it on for you. Okay, so I don't know if we're going to actually use these pillars or not, but it certainly works well, and we need to put it on black lights to make it look right. I put a black light down here, but it's you know, the lights are on up here, so it's not going to do much. So anyway, hit it. What do you think? Whoa. It's a little loud. The motor's a little loud, I'll give you that. But I think once the spooky music is going, you remember the spooky music, the one that we picked up at the, it was the dollar store, wasn't it? You won't even be able to hear that motor. And then once we get all the lights off, and I've been told that if you wash or you soak this material in Tide with whitener, that it will make it glow when the black light hits it. So that's undecided yet, but for the most part that's it. Oh, you know what, we forgot something. Hang on a second. Yeah, we forgot the eyes. Well, that made a big difference. Holy smoke, is that spooky, huh? The only thing we're going to do, I've decided that we're going to go ahead and we're going to paint these orange eyeballs black and just leave the twinkle lights, you know, the way they are. Other than that, yeah, I really like that. Now, you can get different effects by changing the length of the fishing line. I just roughly did it and kind of got lucky on the first time with it. But I'm sure if you was to take more slack out of, say, this fishing line, you could make this hand longer or shorter, depending on how you wanted it. Or you could make the left a different height than the right. But that's it. And hopefully we'll get one more video out to you when we get it hooked up on Halloween night. We'll get it out on the porch and we'll put the black lights on it, get the spooky music going, and scare the crap out of some kids. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, this is Steve. Thanks for watching. Hey, don't forget to subscribe if you like this video, and be sure to rate and comment. See ya.